Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Keith once again with Craps TX. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, before we get started, please hit that thumbs up for us, subscribe if you have not yet, and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. Alright, so today is the strategy is not really going to be much different other than like a 66 or a 44 inside. We are going to play on a $10 table. The only thing different about this video is that I'm going to play the ATS this time. So I did move my dice tray out of the way so it wouldn't crowd too much. And I think you can see all the way down there. And I need to take a vacuum to the table, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to try the ATS just at like a 2-1-2 level and see what we can do. I've kind of been... sent some messages like, hey man, you hit the ATS or you hit the talls or you hit the smalls, and I really don't pay attention just because I'm sitting here rolling time after time after time. Anyway, so we're going to start out with $500, and I'm going to run this over two parts. Today, well, this is Monday's video, and then there'll be the second part on Thursday. I'll be out of town on Thursday, so we'll go ahead and film these back to back, but you won't know that. But you do now because I told you. So anyway, I'm going to start out with $500. So there's 3 in black, 4, 450, 475, 495, and add another dollar there, Keith. There's 500. All right, we'll get that racked up and out of the way. And like I said, we're just going to start with a 66 inside. It is a $10 table. What I'm going to do is press 1 unit on the first hit of each number, on the second hit of each number. And again, should we be so lucky. Then I'll start half pressing. So we're only going to press with what we win on those particular numbers. We're not going to do any sister presses or anything like that. And then if we have a good roll going, we'll try to add that 4 and 10 in there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get a set of dice. Let's see. All right, just had to make sure my little stopwatch was working there. And nothing good. We'll just take those 2. We'll get started. I'll do the same thing as I do on some of the last videos where I'll be the third roller, third shooter. So for this first couple, we're just going to wait for a point to be set, and then we'll place our bets. All right, coming out. Dice are out. There is a 3-1-4. 4 is going to be our point. All right, and like I said, we're going to start out with 66 inside, even though it's a $10 table. So we'll just throw 66 down there in the come and ask the dealer to place us 66 inside. And they will oblige. Had to move my chip stack over here too. Hopefully they won't fall off the table this way. Let's see. Except for me knocking the stacks over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm just not used to pulling from over here. One of these days I'll get a stand-up chip rack and finish the walls on this little contraption of a table I have here. All right, so there's 66 inside, and we are off and rolling. Looking for those inside hits. Oh, actually, wait. 4. Oh, we didn't place our... Well, we didn't place our ATS bet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that retroactively. Yes, I know you can't do that actually at a table, but... I'm going to throw $5 and tell them to give me 2-1-2. So it looks like I'm going to need some more white. All right, so I'm going to do 2-1-2 on the ATS. And we had 4 on the come out, so our 4 is up. And then what did we roll just now? A 5. Okay, so our 5 is up. All right, 5 is also one of the numbers we have covered. We've got 15 on that. That is going to pay 21, and like I said, we're going to do just a 1 unit press on the first hit, so that's just a nickel. Just tell them to press you by 1 unit, and then we'll rack the rest, and we'll keep on rolling. Got to get used to playing this ATS. There is another 4-1-5 back to back. 5 has already hit there, so that is 20. That's going to pay 28, and I said we would half press next. So half 28 is 14, let's just say 15. So let's make sure we get some singles here. There's 25. 6, 7, and 8. Dealer, press me up by 15. So we'll do that. And we'll clean that up. We now have 35 on the 5. Now you can continue to press, or you can kind of hold off there and maybe start filling out your 4 and 10. It's up to you, just whenever you get to a certain level on whichever number. Or if you roll a 7, you don't have to worry about it at all. All right, so that is going to do it for that shooter. We'll go ahead and clear that out. Actually, we'll leave the 66 up, and we'll just buy back in. At a casino, yes, they would take everything down, and you'd have to buy back in that way, but we are at my home table, so my rules. All right, and all this would come down to the ATS, so we'll just add 5, so 66 and 5, 71. We're going to be in for $71. We can go ahead and pay that now, just to get it out of the way. There's 70 and 1. Dealer set me up 66 inside, 212 on the ATS. And all right, so we are off on the come out. Shooter number 2. Do that again. I was looking over at the stopwatch, which looks like it has stopped. Oh, it's still going. It's just the screen went dim. Okay. All right, we're coming out looking for a point. Shooter number 2, and there is a square pair, hard 8. All right, we'll move the 8 up, and we are good there. 8 is our point, and looking for those inside numbers. Shooter number 2. There's a 6, 4, 10. Does not help us on the numbers, but we do get another number covered on the ATS. Another 6, 4, 10. I guess we should look into covering those outside numbers. And a 5, 3, 8. Okay, so that's point hit. But 18 will pay 21. And we'll just tell the dealer, press me up by 1 unit. That's $6. So we're now at 24 on the 8. And then 15 over to our rack. Let's move that over a little bit. We're not going to play hard ways or anything like that, so we'll just keep our money over there. We're just kind of showing the ATS this time around. 6, 2, 8, easy 8. We're right back on the 8 as the point. Dice out. 6, 3, 9. All right, there's a 9 filled out. 9 is also a number we have covered. 15 is going to pay 21. Dealer, please press me up 1 unit, $5. So you're now at 20 on the 9, and we'll rack the rest. Go ahead and consolidate while we're doing that. And again, I need some more white. There we go. All right, dice out. 3, 1, 4. Another one of those outside numbers that we don't have covered, but it does help us on the bonus. And a ace deuce, 3. That's a good one to get out of the way. All right, coming out. Or dice are out, rather. 5, 3, 8, easy 8. Okay, 8's already covered, but that is our point. It's hit. 24 pays 28. And this is where we're going to half press, so we'll just tell the dealer, take us up by, let's see, what, can't really go 15. Let's just go up by 18. All right, so that's 3 and 3, and then we'll rack $10. And then we'll have to condense this down, clean it up a little bit. There's 5 for 5. And 5 for 5. So we're at 42 on the 8. Good number to be at. And bets are off. Dice are coming out. Looking for a new point. 6, 3, 9. All right, we've already got 9 hit there. So 9 is our new point. Inside numbers, please, shooter. There's a 2x4, 6. That's a good one. All right, 6 is covered. And 18 is going to pay 21. First hit on that number, so dealer, just press me up by 1 unit, please. Well, let's get it out there. So I'll give you that. Now I have 24 on the 6, and 15 goes back to the rack. We'll clean that up. And dice are out. Ace deuce. All right, we've already got that. And a 6, 4, 10. We've got to 10 already as well, but we're not on it there. And a 4, 3, 7 out. All right, so we got a little bit farther that time, but still not to the ultimate goal. But we'll go ahead and clear all this off. I'm going to be the shooter this time, so that's one of the reasons I'm going to go ahead and just start with a clean slate here. I'll go ahead and take those down just to simulate the way it's supposed to go. But you buy in before you shoot anyway, or before the shooter shoots. But I'm the shooter this time. So first of all, let's get, like I said, we're at a $10 table. So let's just get $10 out there on the pass line. And Go ahead and throw 5 out to the stick man. Give me 2-1-2 on the bonus. Oops. 1 and 2. All right. All right. It's coming out. Looking for a point. Nice route. 6, 4, 10. There's that 10 again. All right. There's a 10 on the bonus. 10 right there. And we go 66 inside. All right, there's 66. Dealer, please place me 66 inside. We do have that 10 covered. We can put odds behind there if we'd like. I'll think about it for a second. I'm most likely going to. It's a good number. Pays 2 to 1 on odds. But that does put a little more money out for us. See, we've already paid our bonus. We have our 66 paid for. Let's just go ahead and throw $10 behind. I'm going to need to get change. Whoops, there's a quarter for 5. All right, now I'll go ahead and just put 10 back for odds, one-time odds. All right, well, let's go. Let's get some of these inside. No, I mean, I practice a lot here at home, and whenever I am the shooter, you would not believe the amount of times that 7 comes out. No matter if I'm setting the dice or just rolling random or whatever. But there we go. 4, 3, 7 out. Woe is me, right? All right, let's take all that down. And we will reset. I guess we can leave the 66 out there. We'll just buy in on our 4th shooter, and I'll be shooter number 6 if it comes back around again. Let's see. We'll get another set of dice. 6, 2, 8. We'll keep that. Let's go ahead and pay for our 66. Or 71 actually, but 66. There's 100. That'd be what, 34 and change. There's 34 and change. And throw a nickel to stick man. Set me up 2, 1, 2. And we'll get that done. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. All right. So bets are off. Everything's paid for. Was that my nickel that I just? I think it was. If not, whatever. We'll correct it in editing. There's a 4-3-7 for a frontline winner. Does not help or hurt us since we're not playing the line. There's a hard 10. Puppy paws. 10 will be our new point. Oh, actually, we threw that 7. You know what? We got to buy in for the bonus again, because you actually lose on that. So again, forgive me for being late on that, but I caught it one roll too late. Obviously, if they rolled a point, you wouldn't be able to bet again after that 7 was hit. So that 7 negated our bonus, and we had to buy in again. So we're buying in for 2, 1, 2 once more. And what did we hit? 10. Okay, so 10 is our point, and we are rolling on. 2x4, 6. All right, 18 pays 21. The dealer, please press me up 1 unit. That'll be $6. And then we will rack 15. All right, dice out. Shooter number 4, 5, 3, 8. Easy 8. 8 is hit. Oh, we hit 6, didn't we? We had to cover that. Again, forgive me. Got to get used to doing this ATS here on camera. I haven't done that before. What do we hit? 8. 18 pays 21. Again, that's the 1 unit press on the first hit of each number. So dealer, press me up 1 unit. And that goes to 24 on the 8 as well. And we'll rack 15. And we'll clean that up. So we've racked $30 so far. Dice out. And there's a point hit. 10. Same thing, hard 10. Excuse me. Okay, so bets are off. The only thing working is the bonus. That's off. We're looking for a new point coming out. And there's a 3, 2, 5. All right, there is our new point and another number hit on the bonus. And we're off and running. Inside numbers, please. There's a 6, 5, yo. I guess if you can't hit the inside, at least get those harder outside numbers. And a 6, 4, 10. Easy 10. That's covered already. 4, 1, 5. All right, point hit. Number's already there. That puck will go off. 15 pays 21. Dealer, please press me up by 1 unit. So that'll be just $5 and 15 back to the rack. Actually 16 back to the rack. All right, bets are off except for the bonus. Dice are out. And we got a little bit of a leaner there. We'll pull it off, and that is 6-5 yo. We've already got the yo 11. And a 5-2-7. That's a frontline winner, but that also negates our bonus. So we'd have to buy in again, cover the bonus back, $5, 2-1-2, but that resets the numbers. One thing about this strategy is that the first time the bonus resets, the person that I read this on I don't know, it was Reddit post or something like that, they'll regress down to 44. So we'll go ahead and do that. Don't ask me why they did that. I'll have to go back and read the post, but yeah, so just say dealer take me down to 44 inside. I guess that just kind of secures a little bit of profit. So that is 10 on each and then 12 on the 6 and 8. So we'll clean that up here in just a minute. Let me get that stacked off to the side. So we're down to 44. Now, I guess you could be a little more aggressive on your pressing now if you wanted to, and you could press up, maybe just go ahead and start pressing up half on your next few hits since you started out at 66. And I mean, we've already got 80 off to the side there, so we're covered. We did buy back in on that, right? All right, let's go. We're looking for a point. Bets are out. 3-1-4. All right, 4 is hit. 4 is our new point. Bets are back on, and we are working. Dice are out. There is aces, spot and a dot. That's a good one to hit. Anytime you get one of those end numbers, one of those bookends, and a 4-3-7. So that is going to do it for that shooter, but I believe we covered ourselves on that one. That was shooter number 4. We'll go ahead and just take all this down. I mean, we can leave this, but I'll have to bump it back up to 66. And we'll buy in here in just a moment. All right, so we're back up to 66. So we need to throw in 71. Here's 75, dealer 66 inside, not working to come out, and give me 5 on the bonus. So that'll get you $4 and change. And then we'll get set up on the bonus here in a moment. Let me clear some of this out. Another 5. All right, now we get set up on the bonus. Bonus is working on the come out, so you always need to get that bonus before they come out and set a point. All right, let's get us another set of dice. Shooter number 5. We'll take that 5-3-8. Where are we at? 18 minutes. All right, we're looking good. Might get to shoot myself again. Shoot myself. Be the shooter again. I guess I should have said. Oh, I don't know why I'm moving that. That's no good. But that is an ace deuce 3. That'll cover our bonus number. And a 2x4 6. That'll be our point. And we've got another number covered. And we're coming out. Looking for those inside numbers shooter, please. 6-3-9, easy 9. No field 9. Actually, it is a field 9. Center field 9. All right, 15 pays 21. Dealer pressed me up by 1 unit. It's 20. And then that's 15 or 16 back to the rack. All right, dice out. There's another 9. 5-4-9. All right, so 20 pays 28. And this is where we press by half now. Again, don't ask me why, but, well, here, let's just go ahead and do the quarter because I know it's going to cover that anyway. So that takes that up, what? 28, 14. We're going to go 15 up, so that's 10 off of that, and that takes our 9 to 35, and we'll rack $13. Right? Right. All right, there's 5 red, 4 green, and we're at $29 in our rack for this shooter. Another 6-3-9, good number to hit. All right, 35 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. And like I said, we're pressing by half, so dealer pressed me up by 25. So that takes us up to 60, and we'll rack a quarter. 9's already covered. Nice out. There is a 3-2-5. All right, 15 is going to pay 21. Let's cover the 5. 21. All right, dealer pressed me up by 1 unit. we're up to 20 on that, and then 16 goes in the rack. Dice out. 2x4, 6. All right, that is our point. 6 is covered already. Puck goes off. 18 pays 21. Dealer, press me up by 1 unit, please. So that's another $6 on there. So we're now at 24 on our 6, and 15 back to the rack. There's 5 red, 4 green. And looks like we're up over $80 in the rack for this shooter. There is 5, 3, 8. All right, 8 is our new point, and another number covered on our bonus. And we are looking for those inside numbers. 6, 4, 10. All right, not a number that we have covered, but helps on the bonus. That was a weird throw, and of course the weird throws produces a 4, 3, 7 out. All right, so we haven't gotten, oh, that's not right. That goes over here. All right, that was 5. I did cover that. Okay. So we haven't gotten incredibly close on the bonus yet. That was shooter number 5. I am the next shooter at number 6. So we'll go ahead and just clear the board completely. And I'll buy back in here in just a moment. But first of all, I need to cover my pass line bet since I'm the shooter. All right, so there's $10 on the pass line. And let's go. All right, we are coming out. Let's get us a new set of dice. Where are we at? 21 minutes. We'll see how we do. Maybe if I can get a long roll this time, or I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself, but we'll see. There is a 6, 2, 8. All right, 8 will be our point. All right. Did we pay for our bonus? I bet you we didn't. I'm sorry. I meant to pay for that bonus first, so there's $5. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm paying after the fact. We should pay before the shooter shoots and sets a point. So I did that wrong, but I'd still want to play this ATS and show you guys. All right. So we're covered at 8. Let's see, $10 back there. Let's go ahead and throw 10 behind. And then I'll cover the 5, 6, 9 at 15 each. So that's 15, 30. And 18 is 48. So we need $48. There's 50. Dealer set me up on the 5, 6, and 9. Get $2 change. And let's condense that down a little bit. There's 5, 5. And then we'll get set up. That's 3 on each. And then cap off the 6. At 18. All right. So there we go. We're all set. Ready to go. Dice are out. There's ace deuce. It looks like we got a leaner. Let's see if it stays. It does. All right. So 3 on the bonus. Dice out. Oh, I wish I could make that up. I really do. Really wish I could make that up. All right. That goes off. Let's see. Do we have time? 23 minutes. We'll go ahead and do shooter number 7. Maybe it'll be lucky number 7, even though we're not supposed to say that number. So let's just go ahead and put our 66 out there. Plus we'll buy in for the bonus if I can remember this time. All right, so that's going to be next shooter. And we need $71. So there is 75. Let's just throw in 76. So set me up 66 and then 212 on the bonus. And you'll get... what, a nickel and change. There we go, nickel and change. Let's set up the 212. That's already set up right there. Let's turn our numbers off. And we are on to the next shooter. Most likely our last shooter for this segment. And we'll continue it on another video on Thursday. Videos try to come out, or I try to get the videos out at 4 p.m. Central each Monday and Thursday. And I may throw in some little bonus videos here and there, maybe slots, or recently visited La Berge in Lake Charles, so I don't have any slot footage. 6 is our point, 6 on the bonus, but I do have like a little room tour. I'll throw that up there for you guys that haven't been to La Berge yet. There's a hard 10. All right, we're not on the 10, but we can cover the bonus, or the bonus number. Whoa, did you see that dance on that chip? And you saw what the number was, and then it fell down and it turned into a better number. So that's good. There's a 6, 2, 8. All right, 8 hit. That's 21. Dealer, please press me up by 1 unit. Please press. that PL and PR back to back. It's kind of difficult sometimes. All right, so 15 to the rack. Right. Nice out. There's a 415. All right, we got our 5 covered, and 15 pays 21. Dealer pressed me up by 1 unit. So that's just a nickel. So we're up to 20 on that, and then 16 back to the rack. We'll go ahead and consolidate. There's 5 for a quarter, and dice out. 639. All right, spreading them out. That's good. 21, and dealer pressed me up by 1 unit, and 16 back to the rack. Oops. All right, inside numbers. Let's do it. There's a 6-5 yo. That helps with the bonus, and looks like we only need the box cars if we can do that. And a 516. All right, that's point hit. Puck will go off. 18 pays 21. Dealer, please press me up by 1 unit, and it'll throw the chips in your face like that and set you up. That is 24 on the 6 and 8 now, and 15 back to the rack. Sorry, my voice is kind of trailing off there. All right, so let's go. Nice out. Looking for a new point, and the new point's going to be the old point. Same number, 6. All right, doing good with this shooter. Nice out. There's aces. That's a good one to hit. All right, we just got to fill out the rest now. Dice out. 639. All right, 9's already been covered. We got 20. Pays 28. So dealer, please press me up by 15. He'll give you 10 off the stack there, and you're now at 35 on the 9. And then that goes back to the rack. We'll clean that up. 5 for 5. Clean that up. 5 for 25. So we're at $75 in the rack for this shooter. Nice out. There is a 2x4-6. Point hit once again. We're good on that. Puck goes off. 24 pays 28. Dealer, please press me up by half. So it'll be what, 15? We'll just say 18. So that's 3 and 3. And I'll clean that up in just a minute. And we'll get $10 back to our rack. I believe that leaves us at 42, if I remember correctly. Right. There's 5. And yes, we are at 42 on the 6. All right, looking for a new point. Coming out. Nicer out. 617. Okay, well that sucks. It's a frontline winner, but that does knock our bonus down. So we'll have to buy back in for the bonus. Go ahead and throw in a nickel to the stick man. You're covered on the bonus again. And again, like I said, what I read, the guy takes his bet down to 44 inside. So dealer, please take me down to 44 inside. Again, don't ask me why. I think it's just to secure profits. I mean, yes, you could extend your roll. I mean, we're having a pretty good roll there, but that's just the way I read it. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I mean, it's not bad. Yes, you're securing profits. But in order to make money, you got to leave money out there sometimes. But we're doing pretty good. We got 155, 157 over there. All right, and we're coming out. Bonus is reset. Looking for a new point. 6 to 8. 8 is hit. 8 will be our point. Dice out. I'll have to go back and read how he presses this level. But what I'm going to do is press by half at least. So that's 14. Can't really press by half on that. 10 or 12 pays 14. So let's just go, we'll just have to go up by 6 on that. We'll just go up 1 unit, so we're up to 18 on that. And then we'll put 8 in the rack. All right, nice out. 415, and that is $10 on that. Cover our 5. Did we hit that 6? Yeah, we hit the 6, didn't we? So we got to cover the 6. 415. 10 pays 14. Or we'll do 15 for 1. Dealer, press me up. Again, just 1 unit. So we'll just go 1 unit on that one. We'll press up heavier on the second hits, I guess. Nice out. Box cars, 12 midnight. There we go. We needed that one earlier. Price out. And a 325. All right, so 5 hit. 15 is going to pay 21, and this is where we can go ahead and start building back up. We'll do that double. Dealer pressed me up by 10. That takes us to 25 on the 5, and that puts $11 back in the rack. Clean it up. And there we go. Let's keep shooting. Nice out. And that is going to do it. That's going to do it for this shooter, and that's also going to do it for this video. We'll continue it on the next video on Thursday. We'll get this cleaned up and see where we're at. Well, I don't have a bead on it, but I think we're okay. I didn't really keep a running total in my head or anything like that. There's too much other stuff up there clogging things up. But yeah, let's go ahead and set it out here and figure it out. Let's get the dice out of the way. All right, so we can start condensing down a little bit. There's 5 for 5, there's 5 for 25, and 4 of those for a black chip. All right, we started out with 400. 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, we started out with 500. There's $410. So we're down $90. Not horrible. I mean, I guess it was good that we collected a couple times or regressed down to 44 because that did preserve some of our profits from those shooters. But yeah, if you have any comments or questions or anything, or maybe I did something wrong besides paying late for the bonus and the other things I did wrong in the beginning, but I caught that at least. Hopefully I caught all the mistakes. If not, I'll see you in editing, or you guys will always let me know down in the comments. If you have any other suggestions for other strategies that we can try out maybe next week, absolutely put them down there, or you can email me right here at crapstx@gmail.com. I do respond to every email for the most part. Yeah, as long as you're nice. Anyway, that's going to do it. Don't really know what to call this. I'll go back and see if there's a name, and then I'll plug it in on the, I'll put it right here on the screen, and then we'll also put it in the title, obviously. So this is Craps TX. My name's Keith. Thank you guys so much for watching. On your way out, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. So appreciate you guys, I really do, and that thumbs up helps a lot. If you could just do that, subscribing is even better. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.